Hey guys, welcome to Appalachia's Homestead. Patea here, continuing a series for you. You're looking at what I call my winter crock-pot chicken dinner. My absolute favorite way to bake or cook chicken and then to, of course, enjoy it and to be able to stretch it over several meals is by cooking it inside of my crock pot. Now you could do the same type of effect with a Dutch oven and with your stove or wood stove or whatever, but let's not lie, we love our crock pots. So if you refer back to my other video, which I'll put in the link below, I take you all through how to do this. It is so simple. It is so wonderful. It helps us in terms of getting several meals. Of course, we'll get a meal tonight. We're about to eat, as you can see. And we're going to have green beans and macaroni and cheese and some goodies along the side with this. But I like to cook an entire chicken. I think it's the best bang for the buck. I think you get more chicken. I think you get more diversity. And of course, if nothing else, you get chicken stock. If you research chicken stock and bone stock, you know how great it is for you, and especially in the winter months when you're a little bit under the weather. So that's the goal here. I've been a little under the weather, so in order to finally kick this out, I'm going for tomorrow to have some fresh homemade chicken stock, which is what this video is about. So I wanted to refer to the first video on how to make what you've got going on here. This has been cooking in the crock pot, and we're going to have chicken tonight, obviously, as you see here. I have put all kinds of goodies in with this today. It's a little bit yellow, as you can see, because in my spices, I added in not only my salt and pepper, but I've added in tons of garlic, a huge whole onion in the bottom, carrots, and I've also added in turmeric, along with thyme and a little bit of rosemary, just a mix of spices for flavor. But we're ready to eat and go. So what I'm going to do is we're going to eat, and then I'm going to shred off what remaining chicken there is, and then I'm going to show you how I put the carcass back into the crock pot, okay? And then we're going to fill it up, and we're going to talk about what we put in there, and we're going to let this cook overnight. So we're going to get through dinner, and we'll take you to the next part. But I've talked about this in several of my videos. Some of my first videos were talking about this. It's just a wonderful way to go for dinner, and then you have excess chicken to make a casserole, and then of course you've got chicken stock to use, you know, for mini recipes. If nothing else, I love to just sip on it in a, you know, in a nice coffee cup. I think it's delicious and it's soothing and healing for the body. So we're going to get through this yummy first part, and we'll take you through the next. Alright guys, so what we've done later on, there's still a little bit of meat in there, but I just didn't want to fool with it. I've pulled out what I want. We ate a lot of the chicken tonight. I usually eat the legs and the dark meat a lot, so my kids and husband let the white meat. So what you're going to do is you're going to add the carcass back to the crock pot, okay? That's the whole goal. So what meat you strip or eat or whatever you want, take that off. What you don't want, you need to put it back in with the bones and skin and everything back in there. Now, a lot of times, this is when folks add stuff, but what I like to do is I like to cook pre-hand certain things that you're going to want to add for your chicken stock, such as maybe garlic, your carrots, different things like that. I already have it all in the bottom. So you want to add your bay leaves. I've had 2 or 3 bay leaves in there. That's for good flavor. I also added in just a little bit more salt, not much, and I've added a lot of garlic. I really want to really put some really good herbs and spices in here for my own medicinal purposes for tomorrow and tomorrow afternoon. So what I've done is I've put more garlic. We're definitely going to keep the vampires away. And I've also added in oregano. A lot of good properties there. So what you're going to do is you're basically going to just add enough water to pretty much fill it up to the top. So I've gone ahead and filled up 2 quarts of water. And I'm probably going to add a little bit more. Just a little bit more, probably another pint or so. So you're going to add that in there. And what you're going to do is you're basically just going to put the lid. What you're going to do is just put the lid right on it. You're going to cook it on low. Let it cook overnight. Just let it cook. Let it simmer. And then tomorrow what we'll do is we will just strain it off, separate the skin, the carcass, and whatever, all the way from your chicken stock. And you have chicken stock for chicken noodle soup, other vegetable soup bases, other things like that. It's just awesome. And like I said, I like to sip on it. I like to actually drink it for breakfast when it's warm, and have it with eggs. So that's my personal preference. So we'll see how it works out in the morning, and hopefully it'll be good. I'm really hoping it's going to help me out. Alright guys, wanted to show you what this is looking like the next day. This is well over 12 hours. You can make your chicken stock or your broth. You want to cook it anywhere from about 12 to 24 hours. I usually do probably around 18. But I want to show you specifically what I put in there. I didn't show you specifically what I put in there last night, so I'm going to pull all these things out so you get a better idea. You can clearly see you have the carcass. You can clearly see that when I made my crock-pot chicken, I already had carrots in there. I did an entire onion. I did a load of garlic and turmeric. Now those are things that I like to add to a lot of my recipes anyway, but I really advanced those because I knew that I was needing the chicken stock for, I'm really trying to get better. So let me just tell you right now, if you start making your own chicken stock, and so many of you out there do, and bone broth and all these different things, you're not going to want to buy the stuff at the store anymore. You might on a whim, but I'm telling you, this stuff is fantastic. I've already taken out a small scoop this morning and put it in a coffee cup and just drank it straight. That is how awesome it is, okay? So just to show you what I put in there, because I don't think I mentioned a couple of things, so I want to talk about it. So refer to video 1 if you want to see specifically how to make a crock-pot chicken. And a lot of the things that are in there that are going to be important for your broth, I've placed in with that already. But I also added, forgot to say this, hello, apple cider vinegar. If you make your own, great. If you don't, Bragg's is my favorite. You want to add about 1/4 of a cup. The reason you do that is because that leaches out the calcium and the minerals from the bones, okay? Very important that you use apple cider vinegar. You want to use the organic, unpasteurized good stuff. So if you're going to go out and buy it, I'm telling you, for those type of purposes, this is the stuff you want to use. I give my chickens this too. But like I told you, I made sure that there was turmeric involved in this. If you've got turmeric, that's important. You do want to add at least 1, I think I added in at least 2 of your bay leaves right there. I got that from the Country Cupboard up in Crossville, Tennessee at the Mennonite store. I also have oregano. Picked up some of their oregano. I do grow my own oregano, but I bought theirs. Of course, salt. Salt as you want to. Sodium, add it as you please. You want to make sure you've got your pepper. Grind some pepper in that. And like I told you before, for this one in particular, I really went for the garlic. Added a lot of garlic. I'm telling you, a vampire's not coming near this house. And then, of course, like I told you before, a whole onion. I know I'm messing with the camera there. Of course, you want to talk about, there it's focusing. Celery and carrots are important. But if I don't have celery on hand, I don't sweat it. I always have carrots of some sort, so you want to throw that in there. I actually, in my mix, had a little bit of cayenne pepper as well. So play with it with the flavors that you like. So what I'm going to do at this point is I'm literally going to take it, turn it off, let it cool just a little bit. I'm going to pour it through a colander, a thick colander, keep the carcass, keep the bones and all that, and let all of the juice run out. And then I'm going to, keep it. I'm going to drink it. I'm going to cook with it. You can can it. You can freeze it. Whatever you choose to do, whatever works best for you. I honestly think canning it would be your best route. It's going to stay best for you. I'm always afraid my freezer is going to go out with the electricity going out. So we'll show you what that looks like next. This portion I'm not going to can or freeze. I plan to consume it as much as possible. And any leftovers, I'm going to give to the pigs. They eat like kings here. So we'll show you what that looks like. Alright guys, I turned off the crock pot and unplugged it. Now I want to warn you, this stuff is very hot. Just cooking something on low is very, very hot. So I want to warn you, I did put on my mittens. And what I did is I set up a colander, a simple colander, and I simply drained everything into this large bowl, okay? I still have some meat over here. I have some that I'm going to go through. I've got some carrots and onion and a little bit of different things like that. I'm going to go through that and what is good, and there's no bones or anything, just to make sure I'm safe with that. I'm going to give that to my pigs. I'm telling you, I've got the best fed pigs this side of the Mississippi. But I want to show you, I've started pulling some out and putting it into the jar over here, a mason jar, so you can see the color. It'll vary a little bit depending on what spices you put in there and things like that. Obviously, I've put garlic and turmeric like I told you, so it's going to be a little bit more yellow in its color, but it is absolutely delicious. So today for a brunch, I'm standing here in my coveralls and plaid flannels and everything like that. We've been out working. It's just now gotten above freezing, but I've got to kick this. So my breakfast today is going to be a duck egg omelet and I'm going to have this on the side. I'm going to sip on this all day, and what remains, if there's any, I may freeze it, and certainly I'm going to have some slightly warmed up tonight for my pigs when I feed them this evening. I like to do that for them. So we appreciate you watching here at Appalachia's Homestead. Be sure to like and subscribe if you like what you see. We just love you guys being here, and check us out on Facebook and Instagram and Pinterest and our blog and things like that. But a lot of you guys were asking about this, and I've talked about it, but I haven't made it. So anyway, we're going to get back to work here in a little bit if we can hop to it, and we appreciate you watching. So don't be afraid to make your own chicken stock. I'm telling you, it's my favorite. I actually prefer it above beef bone broth. I think that just my personal preference. I think the taste is better, and you can make soups and all sorts of good things, casseroles, an endless supply of things to be met with that. My boss is calling. You hear her back there? Y'all take care. We'll talk to you soon.